What is up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And in this video, I will be reviewing SWV Reunited, Season 1, Episode 4. And as usual, I'm going to be random. Let's get started with the thing going on with Coco and the upcoming court date with her son. Out the way. Now, apparently, they're still trying to find her son, Jazz, which we found out from last week, right? And we're sitting here and noticing again, like, her thing is, she's not telling. The problem is communication, and still, even this episode, it is just, she's got a big stamp fail, okay? Because she's talking to her husband in between the show, and they're still trying to find him. Turns out his court date is Wednesday, and she was saying, she's a mom first, which is understandable. And if she know her son come first, that she has to cancel the show. Now, little this to be known to the other two group members of SWV, she doesn't tell them until the last, the concert that they have at the end of this episode. It tells them, oh, by the way, we're going to have, they're all happy, Lily and Tyler sitting here, like, we're going to be doing this Nashville, blah, 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 this is, and then she has to tell them, like, oh, by the way, we're going to have to cancel it. My son, has a court date that day. And even Ty says confessional, here's the problem. It's just like I forgot to say, I usually forget one third thing. Now, this we have to realize is a quote pattern that she's desensitized herself and has a problem communicating with others. And, we sat here and realized, I forgot to mention about what Ty was saying about, Ty lost both of her parents, got to let them rest in peace, to cancer, when she was in her early teens. And so for her to be sitting here talking about that is pretty interesting. And I will wind back to like they were talking about the communication before in tour bus session. But I just wanted to get this out the way. So again, she's talking about this, and that kind of leaves us with the cliffhanger, and we get the previews next week. But here she's waiting until the time. Oh, she still has got in touch with something, but she waits until the last minute, barely a week or whatever before their next performance, to tell her group members. She could have just told them what's going on and it would have been understandable. Already that's playing with the money. And then on top of that, she waits again with, they've had Kumbaya out already. It took less than a week before we're back to the same scenario, or maybe less than that, because, they're editing, you know what I mean? So let's fast forward. You got, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the tour bus. And in between that, right? So they're on the tour bus, they're on this in ATL, which Lily already's, is currently living there, so she ain't got to get, I guess, decided that she ain't got to get no money for the hotel, whatever. On the tour bus, they were talking about some of the stuff, and then I know Todd spilled beans that Lily and Coco used to be a mess back in the day, used to be, messing with other ladies' men and stuff like that. Maybe I could have sworn I heard that. So, here seeing their stories, Ty be getting a groove back in the back of the tour bus, just everything. They just had all good times back in the day, okay? So when they're on the tour bus, Ty begins to cry on what she was thinking about the therapy session that they had, right? And she began to cry because she realized she didn't know how Coco felt that way, and it turns out around that time also, she could have told her, but at the same time, she couldn't. She kind of felt like maybe she could have been there more or whatever, but at the time she was in an abusive relationship. So, and she didn't tell anybody about that neither. So, Cole was like, oh, I didn't know that. And so basically they're just kind of, moved on from that situation. Now, the time being, I think at the hotel where I think both Ty or Coco both are staying, I don't know. And Corey, again, has all this magnificent stuff planned. He's got a radio station interview, I think, with, what was her name, Egypt or stuff planned, a photo shoot, a writing pen session with Sean Granite. He's a famous songwriter. He does occasionally sing. No offense, but he's an ill songwriter. Okay, anyway, so he was saying about, and they sitting here like, okay, again, Corey again is sitting here with all these, spectacular things that may be like pushed all together, compacted, which really don't need to be compacted type of thing. So, you got fast forward, one of the things is they have a photo shoot. Now, this is what I find pretty interesting. They're sitting here, got up. Oh yeah, I forgot to go up early. My bad about Ty. Well, I'll go a bit about Ty and the groupie thing, whatever. And you got Miss Coco Coco here, and here they're at the photo shoot, and also she's like one with the stylist that's like one of the best in the biz in the entertainment world, one of the number one top rated ones. And she has this, it's kind of like a peekaboo type of dress type of thing going on that fitted. And she, of course, has to remind us that she is, into gospel and stuff like that, right? Which we all seen last episode. Like, she's on again and working with, I forgot what his name was, but it started with an R. Producer, with a new track. And so she had to, of course, tell everybody how she's in the gospel, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, no offense, but again, it contradicts Coco what you're saying a little bit, because to some people you look a little bit motorboat and a motorboat available ready, if you know what I mean. So people ask what I mean by motorboat. No. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. That happened to me long time ago, but don't tell nobody. So, whoops. So anyway, I mean, I'm just saying, a couple dudes might. Okay. Okay, but anyway, let's get off the subject, okay? I knew to do, by the way. I know that was just random, but I'm just saying, people don't know what motorboat is. Be careful being around certain people. What is motorboat? Okay. So anyways, y'all, she's talking about certain clothes and they decided a certain thing. Lily, I think Coco was going to Instagram Lily's ass, and we already know Lily has lead on to me ass, especially is enhanced and new edition. I mean, it's still part of her body was used for that, but I'm just saying it is like, upgrade, upgrade style, 2013 edition ass. Okay. So after that, we, fast forward to Ty and his issue. Well, this is actually going back because it's all connected to an issue. Right around that time, Coco goes to Ty's hotel room, and tells her about, look at the phone, and then, we got a blogger, which, no offense, but I personally have never heard of this company. It's supposed to be Georgie is the blogger. I mean, I heard about this story about Ty's husband, like, supposedly was cheating, but at the same time, the blogger, wasn't like Nicole Richie, kind of Luke, Ryan's for snitch. I don't know, even Gossip, which I've been on Gossip, never mind. But I mean, what I'm saying is, it wasn't like, the typical blogs that I heard of. But this is a person named Georgia, whatever the blogger's name is, that's been posting this story. And already Ty said earlier in the tour bus, she's like about, she don't play, the hoes know better to come near her and stuff like that, because she is Vaseline face ready, taking off the earrings and ponytail in the hair if she got a whoop ass. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all new to me, I am kind of silly at times, so whatever. So anyway, she just let you know she ready, okay. And she was basically saying she ain't got to deal with that. So when again, Lily and her, when they're about to have the massage, got the white robe ready, ready to get a massage and everything else, right? Lily visits a Ty, because later on after she told the story, first she called her husband. Her husband just like, let it ride. Ain't no big deal, nothing like that, right? And the story turns out to be that it was last year because Ty said, the story is supposedly saying her husband had an affair is a lie. Her husband was at the golf course at some golf event, and he needed a ride to the hotel, and the lady, I guess he was getting a ride, was a little bit tipsy, a little bit drunk, or whatever. I know she was drinking a little too much or whatever, and I guess maybe he had to take the wheel. I don't, and I guess I'm just paraphrasing. But she spoke to him before, I guess he got to the hotel, and probably on the way there, or at least 2 to 3 times during that trip when he was on the way to the hotel, whatever. So she's basically validating, and it's like, it's stamped that, that's basically blind, that's a darn rumor, okay? So when Lily and her are talking, whatever, and then, she was just saying, like, that's not true about, people trying to start lies about the family, my family, stuff like that, And Lily's just like, well, how do you know if if a husband is faithful or not, right? And Todd said, the court officials, I think in the confessionals, like, bitch, or something like that. I was just basically wanted to say, because she just had this look like, how dare you push me? And Lily's in the confessionals, even look at her like, okay, because the thing is, she's looking at it from this angle is because this man is an athlete. Ty admits that they already, they usually don't have like 2 days or it's very minimal time out of the month to see each other. A lot of times they're usually just passing each other by because they both have busy schedules. So, it's kind of like, just one of those type of things where it's hard to spend a lot of quality time with each other, especially when you're busy like that. And they both are in some way in entertainment, different spectrums to a certain degree. I mean, music and in sports, but wait a minute. They kind of go hand in hand, but you get what I'm saying. So, anyways, so they kind of like down because Ty's like, I ain't got time for that, whatever, just because they ain't too busy. And I trust myself, blah 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 blah. So leave them, they seconds later they coming back, because the massage ladies coming out there in between when they still are kind of having this debate discussion, whatever, right? And the ladies are like, you ready for the massage? And they like, oh yeah, we ready for the massage. And then they come back, we see Corey somewhere in the other part of the resort or something like that, right? And and he's sitting up there talking about some, they had the pina coladas and stuff ready, or something like that. They looking extra happy, whatever, after the massage. And Corey's like, what are y'all doing or whatever? And they're like, what? Type of thing. And they basically let them know, like, okay, we just had a massage, stuff like that. And he, again, has this writing center class set out for them with Sean Reddit, right, in the studio. Yeah, I said writing center, but that's one way he making it seem like a writing center special class just for them. Even though it turns out that they wrote before, like, especially a lot of their second album, so they not new to writing, but he, if they he feels so he feels a little thin about them taking the time out and, I guess feel like that was interfering with, busy time or getting ready for stuff, whatever. And Ty and Lily's like, what the heck is, wrong with y'all, whatever. They basically like this, like y'all, which the truth is, he's now the bro manager in there, now. And so for him to become in the way that he is going now, like, they like this, like, Eric is that's their new manager's name, Jeff. No, it's Jeff, right? And that's Ty's husband. Oh my gosh. Sorry, y'all, for the names. But I think I could have sworn Jeff was their manager and they were letting him know that. Like, Jeff is our manager and stuff like that. Just you promote stuff, book stuff, make sure we get our money type of thing. And then he just fast forward about some of the stuff in this article, because he ends up saying to Ty that she needs to be the first one to be there out of anybody because she seems the least out of the group. And Ty was like, you can kiss my butt, because first she was before then, he was like back and forth, and he was like, what songs have you wrote? And then Ty was like, right before he said that comment about her not listening, she was like, I wrote a song called Fuck You Corey, because like I said, it was basically trying to check them about what they should be doing at this time, blah blah blah, during their free time. Okay, since he has all these things booked and, he feels like that's clashing with the flow of things. So they pretty much, I think, walked over and like, whatever, Corey type of thing, right? I don't think Corey really interacted with Coco that much, this particular episode. So anyways, what's another darn scene? Now, like I said, Ty decides to, wait. Let's go into this this particular song session. Now they sitting there with Eric and they're deciding to do a song where Coco comes up with the idea that she wants to sit here, and it's a song that's idea is like basically coming from the perspective of the woman who could be the side chick, side hoe, unknown that they are a side chick, whatever, and then they come into the woman who is being cheated on, about to be left or whatever in that area. I think that's what they're beginning at, right? And so, anyways, they sat there and, came up first. They would come in the song, they did their parts, and then when Garth was like, clicking in what they want to do the song, Lily, of course, is looking at him like sexual chocolate, and you know how Lily gets. So, I mean, if she sees something she likes, how she's confessional, it's like, well, I didn't know he was that cute, that thing, right? So, Ty, you already know that what's going on. Obviously, this blog. I think by this time the blogger's already made a second report again and is bringing up another report about this supposed affair. With Ty's husband, who whatever is this mystery chick. And so, Lily all of a sudden, everything going good, and then Lily and them is up there, Lily and Ty, Ty got a different perspective, like, why do we seem like we're beating at the woman? But the man steps out the marriage, asks us, we need to come at him, why are we coming at the woman, and blah, 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 blah. And here go Lily, like, well, his wives do some things they're supposed to be doing, and Lily pointed out that, it's a Ty's getting a little bit upset, which, personally, this is just me, but I do believe it does have something to do with the fact of, what occurred with, this thing with the blogger and everything, and it's kind of troubling her, okay? So, eventually, Shaggy, first he was just laughing, he all do the tie bounce, because they just go like this, like I said, ping pong, tennis, you just see this, you just do this, you just do this, you just do. So, in other words, they end up showing them, like I said, he's ill with his penmanship, okay, becomes songwriting and shit like that. So, he ends up saying, like, you know what, y'all can give all three of y'all perspectives in three different verses, seeing those, whatever, that's actually y'all perspectives of what y'all think the situation. So, ta-da, but that's good song in the next track, album. Okay. So, Ty ends up calling the blogger in between this time, right? And she's sitting here like, telling George, we never hear who would sound like Georgiana, Georgia, about how she feels like, you're playing with my family type of thing, you don't know what the heck you're talking about, blah, 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 random type of conversation. Because she was able to get somebody, did some people search or something, and was able to get in contact with this blogger, I don't know if it's personal number or whatever, or business number, and she was able to personally confront through the phone, about this blogger. So she said she knows that it didn't really solve anything, but she felt good releasing the anger on that person. So anyways, what is another thing? Just, besides that, now she's talking to her husband again. And she's just like, he realizes that, he's in New York, that he's saying, because she's on FaceTime with him. And he's saying New York, how the issue is about, him at the end of the last episode, which they really didn't bring it up. They're bringing up about this possible rumored affair. And he's telling her, she realizes that it was really, I guess to calm down about that situation, blogger. And then somebody knocks on the door, and it turns out to be him. That was very sweet, y'all. That was whoppy. Here she thinks Lily Cole, and it is him. That's even better. So they go to I guess there's 4 hours, and I guess hopefully they did get a chance to do some talking in the 4 hours, So she said she might be giving something, no, but she did. So also another scene I wanted to talk about before the performance, right before, I know it was the night before, y'all. And, Lily already had some things to go in, but like she's like, you can't come to Atlanta, at least not go to the strip club. And then it was Magic City, and they're trying to get Coco to go before go. Ty's like, yeah, I'm going and stuff, right? And, Coco's like this, because she has to remind us again, like, hopefully by now, most of us know that she is the lead singer at SWV, because she has to remind us in the confessionals, again, like, well, we have to sing tomorrow, and I'm the lead singer, and my voice will be out. Sweetie, I don't know if y'all looked at this, what it put on there, or, what names to put down at the credits, but we get to be reminded that you have this lead singer under your name, Coco, every time usually you appear on the screen, especially in the confessionals. Most of us know that the radio hits, not the album, it's whatever. I'm just saying, you don't have, oh, bless her, just bless her. So anyway, I'm just saying, she has a big ego, okay? It is, okay. So, to make a long story short, her and Lily and Ty go out to the strip club. Ty tried, she wanted to go on the stage and try to like switch with dancing with the dance a little bit. Here goes Lily trying to someone make rain or whatever on Ty, because Ty said she's been doing pole dancing fitness for about a year, and she actually likes it. So they looked like they had fun, a good time, wherever the case was, and they stay on stage, nothing like that. And I think they had a couple people coming and wanting to take pictures with them, stuff like that. Pretty cool. Or, in autograph. So that's pretty cool. So, anyways, the second to last scene that I'm about to go in is like they have the performance, at this spot, and just at the end, her son, Lily's son, was going to perform, and I at the time at first didn't know. I was like, is he going to be singing or is he going to be rapping? So we didn't really get to hear really what his song was. You know, they just talked a little bit. Of course, again, we had to hear the two of the most SWV popular songs back in the day, whatever. So it's like, you know, no offense, but I guess we're gonna be hearing these probably throughout the whole. I don't know. I'm just saying this first episode. I at least heard it 3 times. Maybe I'm counting. You know, maybe I'm over exaggerating, but you know, we're going to hear everything. I So Into You. Yeah. So after that, they perform. Her son is on there. You know, like I said, everybody said someone did a good job. And Coco sees that she realizes that she's, you know, when she seen us Lily's son up there, reminded her of the issues that she was having with Jazz. And that, like I said, the last part is that she decides to tell the group members again at the last minute, even though earlier during the tour bus talking about they need to focus and they realize they're on communication, and yet she falls back to where she was. And Ty also had said in the tour bus, this is one last part I want to get in before I forget, is she was saying, like, you know, hope if you start to talk, maybe your son will start to talk, because, you know, like, shout out to Some More Love, because she had brought it up too. It's like, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know if his behavior is because of some stuff that happened behind the scenes, maybe how she treats him, or his behavior is just the same as hers. You know, we don't know that. You know, or some of it, you know, some of the bad qualities of behavior. Because, you know, people, even though stuff is passed down, you know, they can still, they can change that. But I'm just saying is that we don't know. The communication is so, like I said, Great Wall of China between her and other people. She might be, and she posted close. I know they're not blood related, but we all, most of us, or all of us in most cases, have somebody close to us and stuff like that, that we, you know, you ain't got to be blood in order to be close, okay? Some people you're closer to than some blood members. Just keeping it real. So we don't know what has been done. But other than that, y'all, I am done. And I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you for all the love and all supporters, all the subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, you know, you can just click the subscribe button, click like, share the video. Thank you for all of y'all support. About just thank you everybody from YouTubers, YouTuber buddies, just especially my YouTube buddies. And everyone, and thank you. You have a pleasant week and pleasant night, a pleasant day, and I will definitely see y'all in the next video. Especially Real Housewife of Atlanta is coming back. Oh yeah. Alright. Part 2 of Battle. Bye bye.